Hey guys, I was requested to make a video on baby booties. So, here are the baby booties I'm going to be making. This is the girls, as you can tell, because it's pink. And this one has kind of a ruffle on the top. And then, with the same pattern, there's also a boys version where it's a little plainer on top. But it's the same thing, just with difference on top. And I'll show you how to do both of the ways. So what you will need for this project is yarn. I'm going to be using cotton yarn, and the pattern calls for a size H crochet hook. You're also going to need a thread, needle thread, or thread needle, big enough that the thread will fit through it. And also, I used ribbon on the girls. You don't have to, but I'll explain to you later why I use it. And then for the boys, I just crocheted a little string to go on it. But I would suggest making it longer than I did. Okay, to get started, we need to make our slip knot. Make your U, cross it over, put your fingers inside, grab the long string, and pull it through. Put that on your hook, and we're going to chain 26. Okay, so now we have our chain, and now we're going to do a half double crochet in the second chain from our hook. So it's 1, 2. And a half double crochet is wrap from behind, insert your hook, wrap from behind, and pull through. 3 loops on the hook, wrap from behind, and pull through all 3. Wrap from behind, insert your hook in the next chain, wrap from behind, pull through, wrap from behind, pull through all 3. You're going to do this all the way down till the end of the chain. Okay, we're at the end of the first row, and now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to turn. And now we're going to do half double crochet in each half double crochet across for 2 more rows. So for a total of 3 rows. Alrighty guys, next up we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to turn, and now we're going to do a double crochet. So the last 3 rows were half double crochet, and now we're going to do double crochet. Just wrap from behind, insert your hook, wrap from behind, and pull through, wrap from behind, pull through 2, wrap from behind, pull through 2. And we're going to do this all the way down for 1 row, and then we're going to change it up a little bit on the next round, and I'll show you what we're going to do when I get there. Alrighty, so now that we're here at the end of row 4, we're not going to chain, we're just going to turn. And then we're going to do something called slip stitch. We're going to insert your hook in that first stitch, wrap, and pull through, and then there's 2 loops on the hook. That first loop, you're going to pull through that second loop. Insert your hook, wrap, pull through that first loop, pull through the second loop. And you're going to do that 5 times. So that was twice. And here's 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to chain 3. And we're going to double crochet in the next 17 stitches. So in the same stitch as the chain, we're going to insert our hook through, do a double crochet, and then in 16 more, and I'll show you what that looks like when we get there. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to leave this extra space so that it's even on both sides. And now we're going to chain 3 and turn and double crochet in each stitch across for 2 more rows. So for here there'll be a total of 3 rows. Working in each double crochet, going back across. Okay, now we're done with that. It kind of looks like a hat. Now we're going to do the top, the kind of lace thing that goes around the top. And to start, you're going to chain 3 and turn, and you're going to single crochet in the first stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 and single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 3, single crochet in the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that all the way down, and it makes kind of this lacy effect, and I think it's really cute. Alright, I'm going to finish that up, and then I'm going to show you how to stitch it together into booties. Alright, so we're at the end now, and as you can see, it gives that a really cute kind of baby girl frilliness that everybody loves. So now we're going to fasten off, and for this we need to leave a pretty long tail for sewing it up. So I'm gonna cut it with a pretty long tail, and now we're going to do the same thing that we generally do to fasten off by wrapping it and pulling the tail through and then pulling it tight. Now we need our sewing needle, and just going to put the thread on the sewing needle, and now you're going to want to find out which way the ruffles fold down best, and I'm going to go with this side. So you're going to want to, whichever side it folds down best, you're going to want to fold it in half that way. And then what I do is I just run my yarn down one side, and I don't stitch up that front part, because if you stitch here, if you stitch all of this, then it's harder to get it on the baby. So I just leave this part open so you can get the baby's foot in easier. So now that we've gone down the side, I'm just going to come back and I'm going to stitch this front part, just doing a whip stitch, and I'm going to go kind of grabbing those top stitches and just stitching it along. And then going down the front, so where the toes would go. And even though it is like a squared toe, when you turn it around, so right side out, it will be rounder. So don't worry about that. And now for this bottom part, I'm going to go in the chains. So where the chains were, I'm going to go in those stitches just to make it easier. And I'm going to sew this tail down. So I'm going to be stitching with the tail underneath. Just go on either side of it and stitch it down. You don't have to stitch it down all the way. You could stop, but I'm just going to go all the way. But it's really up to you. And then when you get to the end, finish up these few stitches, you're going to go back and weave the tail in. Go all the way to the end, and then I'm actually going to pull it through, but still leave a little loop, and go through the loop and pull it tight. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to weave this tail in the stitches that I just did, and then I'm going to pull it through, and then I'm going to turn, and I'm going to go back through just so that the tail is woven in nice and tight and is less likely to come out. And then you're just going to cut the excess tail off and turn it. Push the toe through, turn it around, and then you're going to have to use your fingers to kind of position it and make it right. And then there you go. So now I'm going to show you how to do the top part for the boys' booties. As you can see on this one, it doesn't really add very much. It's just a little bit different, but it's just something else to fold over like the girls. So to do that, you're going to chain 3. You're going to turn it around. And as you can see on top, there are 2 stitches. One on the back and one on the front. We're going to be working a double crochet into the back loop. It's just the back loop. And we're going to do double crochet in the back loop. Now we're going to do a double crochet in just the front loop. Just the front loop. And then a double crochet in the back loop of the next stitch. And it doesn't really do all that much, but it gives it kind of like a basket weave effect. So now we're going to work in front, and then in the back, then in the front, then in the back. And you're going to do that all the way down. And now we're at the end, and it still doesn't look much different, but you can kind of tell that there is just a tiny bit of difference. And then again, you're going to find out which way it goes down better. Which I'm going to guess this way. And you're going to cut a nice long tail. Fasten off, and you're going to stitch it up the exact same way as the other one. Alright, here it is, and I've already turned it around after sewing it. I'm just going to roll the top of it down, and that's how it looks. Now I'm going to show you how to make this tie. It's super easy. I'm just going to take, I would suggest using a different color yarn, something that coordinates with it. And you're going to start with your slip stitch. Put that on your hook. And you're going to start by chaining a whole lot. It varies depending on what size, what length you would like it. The shoe itself is about 26 chains around, so you're probably going to want to do around 30 or actually I would do more than 30, probably like 40, just so that it's long enough. And or you could even just, you don't have to count, you can just crochet or chain a whole bunch, and then you can test the length by putting it around it. And I would probably do it longer than that, so I'll probably just add about 10 or so to that, and we'll see how long that is. Just putting it around. Yeah, I'd say that's about long enough. And so now what you're going to do, just to make it sturdier, you don't have to do this, this is optional, but this is what I would do to make it sturdier, and that's what I did over here. So you're going to do slip stitch all the way down, so skipping one, inserting your hook in the second stitch, wrapping, pull through, and then pull through. Insert, wrap, pull through, pull through. Insert, wrap, through, pull through. You're going to do that all the way to the end. Okay, we got the last few stitches here. I'm just going to finish that off. And then I'm going to cut the tail. It doesn't have to be a long tail. And I'm just going to pull both of these strings through that loop. And then find the one that's for the chain, and you're going to pull that. And then I'm going to go back through, and I'm going to put my hook and weave it through. And then once I get to the end, I'm going to grab both of the strings, and I'm going to weave that back through. And you're just going to straighten it out and cut the extra string, and you're done. So now you're going to take this, and you're not going to go in the top loop. Let's see which one should I do. I'm going to do the second one down, so in this one, and I'm going to go in front of this first loop, so go in like that. So I'm just going to go back a couple ways and weave it through, and then I'm going to put my crochet hook through the front of it, and I'm going to weave back through. It may be a little difficult, but just adds some more color. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull it through as far as it will probably need to be. Then you're going to figure out where you need to go in next. And that would not be it. And you're going to just weave it through. And then put it back on your hook and pull it through the next ones. And then turn it again. And pull it through. And on this side, it won't be even because we went under this one. You're not going to be able to have the same, so I'm just going to skip it once. Just have it like that. And then all you have to do is bring it to the front, and either you can just tie a little knot like that, or you can do a double knot, or if you make it longer, you can put it in a bow, but I didn't make it long enough to do that. And then got boy booties with a yellow string, and then you've got the girl booties. And for the girls, I just did a ribbon, and to do that, I'm just going to take my ribbon, and the easiest way to do this, I would say, is to put a safety pin on the end of the ribbon, and then you weave it through the same way as the other thing, just back and forth, in and out, all the way around. And then once you get to the end, just going to cut it off. Find out how long you need it. Let's say about that long. Take the safety pin off, and then tie it into a cute little bow, and there you go. And then for the guys, or for the boys, you could use ribbon, or you could put a cute little button, or you could do whatever. For the girls, you could do this, or you could use ribbon, or you could use button. It really depends on what you would like. You can also change the colors in the pattern. When you do the first row of double crochet, it says that you can change the color there, and then for the first row up, and then change it back to whatever you did down below. So there's just a stripe in the middle, and that's really cute. You can do it that way, or you can do it plain, or you could alternate all the way up. It's really up to you. If you would like a video on how to change the colors, leave a comment below, and I'll try to get around to doing that. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Bye guys!